Hi, it's Mark here with another brief video about a Draken Games game. Last video I described one of the mini games in the Draken Games Mini Compendium. That was Santa the Goblin War. I'm going to talk about another of those mini games now, and this one is Night of the Stuff. It's a solo hex encounter board game. Very small, one page of rules, and one page is the board and the counters, which you cut out, stick on cardboard in the time-honoured tradition. It's a downloadable game only. You can't buy a physical version of this. It's designed to be quick, fun, light entertainment, I guess. So the idea of it is basically it's a mashup of all the typical disaster films, monster films, horror films, all those tropes that occur in those films, all thrown together on a board game for a bit of a laugh, really. So you can just see here, that's most of the board. I'll just bring that forward, which you'll be pleased to hear. Hide me from view. So there it is, that's the board. Very cheap and cheerful game, so no great shakes in terms of the artwork. You've got an island called Death Isle. You've got 6 habitations on it. And each one is lived in by one of 6 characters. And the idea of this game is that night some hideous swarming monsters will appear on the North Shore and invade the island and cross the island, killing everything in their path. And the characters have to survive. So that's it, really. It lasts for 12 turns. That's me again. It lasts for 12 turns. I guess it'll probably take about 20 minutes. And it's purely solo. So you, as the player, move the counters of the characters. It's your job to make sure they survive or escape. And there's a very simple dice-driven intelligence behind the invading stuff, which is called stuff. Because I couldn't think of anything better. Really straightforward. Roll of a dice decides what the stuff does each turn. Give you an example of what things look like. We've got the characters here. So there's the characters. And they're your stereotypical disaster film characters, I guess. You've got Shannon Bailey. She runs the lighthouse. In the tradition of films like The Thing and the John Carpenter version of The Thing and Aliens, she has, for no good reason, got a flamethrower, which of course is quite useful if you're being attacked by swarming monsters. We've got Marie Curry. She's a scientist. There's always usually a scientist who warns people but is ignored until it's too late, and that's her. But being smart, she's invented a new weapon, so she's got a good weapon bonus +2. Jane Benjamin, she is the only soldier based at a fort. You've got Sandy Selkirk. He's the billionaire who's to blame for some reason. There's often a billionaire to blame for some reason, like the guy in Jurassic Park, for instance, but that's him in this case, Sandy Selkirk. You've got Fitzroy Malin, who's just an ordinary fisherman trying to go about his business when his island gets attacked by stuff. That, by the way, is meant to be a fisherman's hat with a bobble on it. He's not wearing his hair up in a bun or anything. And Chuck Morris, who is a former CIA ninja who is trying to forget his violent past and has chosen a really bad place to do that. So they're the characters. They've got the only characteristics are they've got different different combat bonuses, I guess, depending on the weapons they've got. Rules are very simple. Character can move 1 hex and then can do one of 2 actions. They can fortify a habitation, so they can shore it up against an attack, or they can do combat with stuff. That's it. It's really straightforward. There's a number of things that happen just to keep it interesting. Rescue boats and rescue helicopters appear and disappear. Let's have a look at those. If I can get the right thing to click on. There we go. Oh, what have I done? Okay, bear with me. I don't know what I'm doing here. There we go. So there's the counters for the various vehicles that can appear. One of these is Fitzroy Malin's fishing boat, which will start off anchored just here in Whaling Sound. Obviously, players' characters can escape in that. You'll then have a rescue boat that can appear at this jetty here in Icewater. And finally, you've got a helicopter, which, if I can just click on it and move this to the left, that you can see that the army base as well as having a nice little flag, has a helipad next to it, and the helicopter will appear there, and if it can land safely, and if the stuff doesn't destroy it whilst it's on the ground, it can rescue a couple of characters. The stuff itself is what I would term, bearing in mind my artwork, easy to draw. It's just a green blob, and the stuff, according to the roll of dice, the stuff will land at one of these numbered hexes, and all the stuff does at the end of each turn is move south. So basically, if you've got a player character who's on this hex here, that's not indicated with my cursor, that's the point of the cursor. If you've got a player character who's here, maybe they battle this stuff, fail to destroy the stuff, at the end of that turn, the stuff will move south, and if the player character is there, the player character is destroyed, is killed, eaten, whatever. That's it. As the stuff moves off the island into the sea, you recycle it off the board and it's available for the next wave of invasions. I've never run out of counters yet. There's quite a few counters provided with the game, and I think that's plenty enough. The game ends with a hammer down protocol airstrike, which of course is from an idea stolen completely from Cloverfield, and that gives you one last chance to actually destroy a good chunk of stuff, and it might just rescue some characters who are just on the verge of being eaten in that very final turn. The trouble with the hammer down protocol airstrike is it can be a little bit inaccurate, and if you drop it too far to the north, it probably won't save your characters. Too far to the south, it will probably kill them. So you have to have a degree of faith in the accuracy of the bombing to rely on that. That's it. With it being such a short game, I play tested the living daylights out of this, so I've got a great deal of statistical confidence in what a good or bad score looks like. I think my record was 61 points. I'm very confident you'll struggle to beat that, but you know, by all means try. Post a comment if you ever beat 61 points. Like I say, very simple, very straightforward game. It was originally available for free with my catalogue. Now it's been discontinued as the catalogue is no longer current. It's available as part of my Mini Games Compendium. It's not free, but it's still very cheap. It's $1, and the links in the comments below will show you where to find that and download it. Okay, thanks for listening. Hope that was of interest to you, and my next video will conclude these talks about the Mini Games Compendium, where I'll talk about, I think, my favourite game of the three in this compendium, which is Scramble. Okay, thank you very much, and goodbye.